it's easy to communicate, but what makes I feel on the table unique is that we're asking people to show up and see that other person. And so as I think about this, like the idea of the meal, it completely changes. I've noticed like the way in which people see one another when they start feeding themselves. Um, um, and there's something about nourishment, right? And something about the communal experience of sort of eating and dining that actually helps people almost like let go of those things that prevent us from seeing and hearing one another, say in the office or in other settings. And so the idea that you have to take, an hour, 2 hours, come to the table, and be present, to me is a powerful step in and of itself. No other way is, I mean, it's so raw and so real and so common globally that it's the perfect place to have serious conversation, right? That feels comfortable.
Yeah. I think that's so true. And what I was thinking about as you were kind of sharing that thought is the idea of fellowship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this comes from, my traditions of growing up and what it meant to be in fellowship with people, whether it was at church or, some other type of event. And the difference kind of between just talking to someone on the phone, or being elsewhere where you're not kind of present with other people who you're in dialogue with, that idea of fellowship means that you're actually sharing with someone. It's a more visceral experience, and I think that gets to your point about why food becomes so important and so central to that, because it's part of that whole sharing aspect of what it means to be in a communal conversation. And I think you're right. The on the table events that the conversations that are shared, those are fellowship opportunities, right? So it takes the dialogue to a whole different level. And like you said, when you've sat with someone, I've heard it said that when you know someone's story, it's hard for you to discount that person or otherwise dislike that person. And that's what I think the on the table opportunity becomes. It becomes an opportunity to learn someone's story. And in this instance, On the Table 2019 becomes not only that opportunity to learn what someone's story is, but it's then to say, how does that story fit into the narrative of what our city should be or will be over the next few years? And that's the power of the fellowship, right? And that's the power of what On the Table brings. I'm Crystal Jackson.
I'm Daniel Ash.
And we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday, May 14th.
For On the Table 2019, memo to the mayor, let's make it happen.
Let's do it.